Will you help me?
Black girls all over America craving pumpkin spice like it's going out of style. That doesn't make me a murderer. I'm not a murderer. Or am I? No, it doesn't matter.
Hello and welcome back to W86 Productions podcast, otherwise known as W86 Productions. This is Chris, introducing himself, and...
Hi, I'm Tony. You might remember me from such podcasts as the last one and the previous ones before that.
Even though he doesn't really remember what we talked about. But at any rate, this is a delightful experience for me to quote-unquote host this podcast today because it will be a Halloween-themed podcast. And Halloween is my very special favorite time of the year. There's just something about orange and crispness in the air and ghosts, goblins, mythology, masks.
Black girls all over America craving pumpkin spice like it's going out of style.
I'm actually having some pumpkin spice coffee. It's midnight right now. There's actually a full moon. It's a fall October night, and I'm just kind of falling in love with the essence of Halloween once again.
Halloween is sometimes better than all the other holidays. Absolutely. I mean, you know, it's weird though because any other day of the year, if I hang out in a van that says free candy on it, I'm a weirdo. But today it's okay.
Did you want to read that rant you wrote about the Halloween?
No.
Okay.
No.
You wrote a rant a few days ago.
We'll get to that crap. Yeah.
Okay. But, you know, what I'm really going to do is that Tony was very excited about this weeks ago and wanted to basically take the direction of this podcast in its... in whatever direction he wants to take it in. So I'm going to let him essentially call the shots today.
Ooh, spooky!
In the essence of Halloween, there's going to be some very big shocks and surprises because I don't know what he has planned to talk about today, but to no further ado, why don't you get ahead of us and start cracking away here.
Alright, first off, happy fucking Halloween, everybody. God, I love this holiday. I mean, women are dressed in all kinds of slutty outfits. You know, you have slutty nurses, you've got slutty nuns, you've got slutty actuaries. It's a beautiful, beautiful time of year. And of course, with the crisp fall weather in upstate New York, there's lots of nipplage being popped. It's fantastic. I love it. Just wanted to share that with everyone. First thing I wanted to talk about, Chris, since you are a huge fan of Halloween and a lover of the season, I was wondering, what is your favorite Halloween TV special?
Wow.
I know, right?
Actually, there was a great episode of Freaks and Geeks, and you would really like this if you probably saw it, but I know you never watched that show. But it was so quintessential for the 80s, early 80s. It was based in like the fall of 1980, right when Friday the 13th was coming out, but it was about these teenagers that were, the show was all about these teenagers that were sort of...
I'm familiar with the show, just not conversant in it.
Okay, well, I mean, there's two sets of them, the ones that are into, you know, that kind of music at that point in time, which of course you're a fan of, and then the geek culture, you know, Star Wars was just coming out, and D&D was just coming out, and all this, and these two storylines just sort of merged together, and it was just so cool, I guess, of an episode. The other one that comes to mind was the Boy Meets World one.
Which one?
Where the I think Sean has a dream because Corey and Topanga split up, and he doesn't know how to deal with it, and then Corey and Topanga end up getting killed. No, they survive because they're virgins, and that's a spoof or a parody of the slasher film.
Yeah.
But I always thought that that's a bullshit theory. Really? But we can talk about that some other day. Yeah.
No. Why do you think it's a bullshit theory?
Those directors have acknowledged that they never were doing this to make some kind of a stance against premarital sex by teenagers. It's just that's what teenagers do. Yeah. And this unstoppable force comes in and hacks away at everyone and sort of throws life off.
I've never even thought of that. Like it's some sort of subliminal statement. It's like, kids, don't have premarital sex, otherwise you'll get brutally murdered. I never thought of it that way. I always thought of it like, they're at their most vulnerable. They're at their most human.
Right.
When two humans are connecting, with and exchanging bodily fluids. It's a very natural, base human thing to do. And yes, they're naked, usually, and they're vulnerable. And it's the vulnerability that the slasher craves. You know what I mean? I always thought of it like that. I mean, that doesn't make me a murderer. I'm not a murderer. Or am I? No, it doesn't matter.
Well, I had this sort of moron teacher in high school in debate class, and we got on the topic of slasher films at some point. I don't know why, in his patented thought talk. Where
it was Halloween!
No, I don't. I think we were talking about movies, but at any rate, he said that the religious right, he thought, like the Falwells were the ones, like, funding this behind, closed doors and putting money into the studios to try to get people to be scared of this.
That's a ridiculous idea. That's totally ludicrous.
Right, but if you listen to, like, John Carpenter and Sean Cunningham and all these other people, they weren't, making some moral statements. It was just, like, every high school senior class seems to have someone that, like, drives into a tree or gets drunk and passes out and dies or something, and that's essentially that's the message of this, albeit packaged in a more hyper real, sensationalized way. And that's, I think, essentially how that lineage of that misnomer came from, that there is indeed some kind of issue if you have sex, and you're going to get killed. But of course it became a parody of itself.
I was about to say.
Right.
But we know the real horror is getting pregnant at 16. That's the horror. It's not the slasher coming to get you. No, it's the stork coming to drop off a bundle of joy and ruin your life.
Right. And that's the thing, you can't kill.
Years.
Yeah, no pun intended. And it never stops.
No, it doesn't. But I think you can. I believe Roe versus Wade said you can, but anyway.
No, but once you have the kid, unless you'd leave it somewhere or something, But.
Oh, yeah, is there like a 18th trimester abortion? I don't know.
No, I'm saying that a lot of people that are, it's perfectly fine for some people, if you just, after you have the child, you can leave it somewhere, like a healthcare facility and,
Or the parking lot of a Walmart, yeah.
I never didn't say that.
No, of course, no, you didn't say that. With the wink you just gave me, no, of course not. But back to the topic, though. Let's try not to digress too much, because it's Halloween.
What's your favorite Halloween special?
Hands down, it's The Great Pumpkin, Charlie Brown.
I was going to say that, but that's too cliche.
I don't think, cliche or not, it's my favorite. I mean, there have been great episodes of TV shows like, The Real Ghostbusters, when that was out when I was a kid. They had great Halloween episodes there with Sam Hain showing up. But it's The Great Pumpkin, Charlie Brown. Just, it solidifies that childhood innocence thing about the holiday, I mean, the same can be said about the Christmas episode, the iconic Peanuts Christmas episode. But it's The Great Pumpkin, Charlie Brown, to me, always felt like a real, deep down essence what Halloween is, especially through the eyes of, kids, innocence. And a close runner-up would be every single Simpsons Treehouse of Terror.
Oh, of course.
I mean, that's just amazing.
Yes, definitely.
It's especially the Shinning one.
The Shinning one?
Yeah, the Shinning.
I didn't see that one, no.
Really? They're of course, spoofing The Shining, but they can't say Shining because...
Wait, is it Bart that someone running
Yes.
Okay, on the tricycle?
Yeah.
Okay.
And, it was great.
Wait, do not... If I'm putting these images together, I'm not doing it because I've actually seen the show before, but I'm just wondering, there is no, Homer beating down the bathroom door and Marge going, like Wendy did, right?
Something like that, yeah. Something like that. My favorite, though, is when Willie comes out and Homer throws the axe, just slams the axe in the back, in Willie's back, and he's like, "Oh, click, not again!" It's great stuff. But, yeah, so many episodes of TV shows and cartoons have like a holiday-themed episode or two. But, no, The Simpsons and It's a Great Pumpkin, Charlie Brown just stand out from all the rest.
What about Halloween Town, the Disney one? That's really popular.
It's not really a Halloween special because it was like a series.
Have you seen them?
Yes, I've seen them.
Do you enjoy them?
They're good.
Yeah, they're good for what they are.
Yes.
Yeah.
If you're talking about Halloween, child-friendly, goofy, silly, satirical Halloween movies in general, Hocus Pocus.
Right.
That's fucking great. You know what I mean? Bette Midler is awesome.
By the way, did you have any problem with Kevin Smith? Sorry, that's the clock here going off. Really spooky here.
Woo!
Did you have a problem with Kevin Smith hosting the Halloween special on AMC like 7 years ago?
No.
Oh.
That's when Comic Book Men came out. So,
right.
Yeah.
But
I don't have a problem with Kevin Smith hosting anything.
But people thought it should have been, like Bruce Campbell or Rob Zombie, but you can't put Rob Zombie on AMC and be like, story matters here. Can you?
No, probably not.
Okay.
I'm gonna get in my Dracula and get out of here. No, it's I can't see that. But no, Kevin Smith is, a geek icon, man. He's in the pop culture. He's on the pulse of pop culture, actually, I think.
That's why I've always thought he's like film's version of Alice Cooper.
Yeah, I can dig it.
Because he not only produces, but then he comes back, not as a critic per se, because a critic is a little bit more sleazy, in terms of their behavior.
Wow, okay.
Right.
Everyone on Rotten Tomatoes basically is what you're saying.
Pretty much.
Yeah, I get that. No, that's cool. But, speaking of Rotten Tomatoes and critics, I want to gauge how far your finger is away from the pulse of America. All right? A recent poll of the top horror films. Okay? Spooky films. I want to know. I've written down the 5 top horror films from this poll. Okay? I want to see how many you can guess is on there. All right?
Okay.
Okay. All right. This is what we'll do. And for every wrong answer, I'm going to slap you.
So you're going to ask me, for instance, is Salem's Lot on there, and I say yes or no?
No. I'm going to have you tell me what you think are the top 3.
Oh, okay.
I've written down 5, but I only want the top 3 because I don't want to have to smack you all day long.
Well, I'm expecting a trick here.
No trick. No trick or treat.
No, but I'm expecting that the answer is something it's going to be, a wild card. No? Okay, so the traditional, there's nothing like Jaws that, some people think is a horror film. That one scariest horror film like 10 years ago. I talked about this with Carson once, and you were like, I have no problem with Jaws being the scariest film of all time. I'm like,
no, Jaws is scary, but it's not a horror film. Right. It's an intense drama.
Right. Thriller, maybe.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, thriller. Yeah, you're absolutely right. My mistake. Absolutely. Right. It's a thriller, all right. Whoa. Okay. Shark comes out of the water. Okay, so I want to get the top 3, but I wrote down the top 5 just in case you mention one. I'll say, well, it's close. It's in the top 5. So maybe I won't smack you, but...
All right, well, the 2 that seem to, battle it out is Exorcist is one of them, right?
Yes.
Okay, and Halloween is one of them.
They're both on the list. Absolutely.
But they're not in the top 3.
Correct. The Exorcist is number 2.
Okay.
Halloween is number 4.
Okay.
Yes, Halloween, the 1978 one, not the revamp.
Right, of course.
Right. and certainly not Halloween 3. So you got 1. I'm not going to hit you for the Halloween one because I knew you would say Halloween because that's like your go-to. You love it.
Right, but see, it is a trick because in the sense that recent idiots will get online and like load up something like The Conjuring.
Okay, when I said recent, let me rephrase. It was about 5 years ago this poll was taken.
Okay.
Yeah, I figured anything recent because they had shit that came out last year in the top 3, and I was like, no.
Is Night of the Living Dead on the top 5?
No. Come here.
What?
Oh, fuck, dude, you gotta shave. Alright. Sorry, that wasn't too hard, was it?
A little bit.
Oh, okay. Alright. No, that is not on there. You've got number 2, The Exorcist.
The top 3, Psycho.
Oh, Jesus Christ. Come here. No. What the fuck, dude? I think you just want to get smacked now.
I kind of do, yeah.
Come on, in the top 5, Exorcist number 2, Halloween's number 4. Just give me the number 1. Can you give me the number 1?
The scariest film of all time, The Shining.
Yes, exactly. Number 1, The Shining.
Okay.
I've often seen The Shining and The Exorcist battling it out for the 1 and 2 spot.
Okay, and the third, I'm just trying to think. Is this post 1980?
No.
Wow.
Would you like a hint?
See, you're going to throw something out there like Rosemary's Baby or something stupid.
No. I'm not throwing anything. This is a list that I got from the internet.
Okay.
And if anything's true and accurate, it's on the internet. You're looking at me weird. Your face is turning red, too. I'm thinking I'm going to get you in the other cheek this time. Would you like a hint?
Yes.
Okay. It's more sci-fi horror.
The original Thing?
No. The Thing. John Carpenter's The Thing?
No, Howard Hawks's.
Oh, no. No. I'm going to hold back the smack because John Carpenter's Thing is number 5.
Really?
On this list. Yeah.
Wow. I'm not surprised. I'm surprised. I'm delightfully surprised because I would agree with that.
Yes, absolutely. I was shocked it wasn't.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, I'm glad it's in the top 5.
Right.
I was just shocked that Halloween wasn't in the top 3.
Right. Is it a Kubrick film?
No.
A sci-fi-ish. Wow.
Sci-fi horror.
What year was it made?
1979.
Aliens.
Yes, Alien. Yes.
See, I don't think of that as a horror film again. Like,
I figured you wouldn't. That's why I held back.
It was a trick then.
No, it wasn't a trick.
You just said the.
No, it's classified as sci-fi horror.
If I said go back, I know your memory is bad, but if I go back and say that Jaws,
not again.
Jaws, that's a Jaws angle you threw to the question.
No, I didn't.
Yes, you did.
I did not. This is fucking off the internet.
But you knew that
this isn't my opinion. It's subjective, sure, but I will tell you this. Okay, I will tell you this. I looked through a lot of lists online, which is why I went with one 5 years ago, because it basically was an average of the ones from older, like from 2008 up until the most recent one. In the top 3, the majority of the top 3 were Shining first or Exorcist first, but 6 out of 10 had Shining first, then Exorcist, and Alien was in the top 3 on 5 out of the 10 that I looked at.
And Halloween is what, usually like 4 or 5?
4 or 5, yeah.
Okay.
So, not my fault. I'm just saying.
Well, the other thing is too, like, that's why I'm glad you clarified, because a lot of people, like, when a new, like, paranormal activity goes, they just, like, get online and go, oh my god, this is the scariest thing ever, which is...
Yeah, no, it's not. It's bad writing.
Right.
It's very bad writing. But, I mean, yeah, Shining. Ugh. Well, here's the question. That one point, okay? That one point, this Do you have a scariest moment from The Shining?
The most disturbing was the blowjob from the bear. But
thank you! That's what I was going to say. Because it's like, that's not supposed to be there! You know, and just that fucking snap zoom shot in, I'm just like, oh, what the fuck is that? You know, I didn't know what it was when I was a kid, when I first saw it. You know, I was like, that's weird, you know, there's a bear there or whatever, a dog or something, you know? Then, as I got older, I was like, oh shit, it's a blowjob!
Right.
That's what's going on. And fucking, do you know that's a guy in the outfit? It's supposed to be two guys.
Yes.
Yeah, I didn't know that.
And that goes back to that whole bear thing that we were talking about like 2 podcasts ago with Mike Ditka. Mike Ditka might have been the guy in The Shining.
Probably.
Go on IMDb and see if Mike Ditka was in The Shining.
I'm Mike Ditka. Yeah, no. Yeah, that's like the creepiest, weirdest fucking part of that movie to me. You know, that's because it's just so fucking surreal. Like, not even the fucking old naked chick in the bathtub, not even the blood coming out like, you know, my ex-wife's period. No, not even the fucking, you know, chase scenes or anything like that. No, it was that scene. You know, I mean, my favorite scene, of course, is the whole when, you know, when he's got the bat and, you know.
Oh no, my favorite scene is the lead up to that scene. It was just because I can relate to Jack so much in that scene.
Really?
Particularly with Chicago, who's like, this girl annoys me.
Jesus Christ.
But when he's typing away and she comes in and bothers him with sandwiches, he's like, look, you know, if you hear me typing, if you don't hear me typing, what the fuck you hear me doing? That means don't come in. That I love, and I'll just replay that. I used to put that up on my Facebook when I was doing packets for graduate school and I was writing. People kept annoying me. I'm like, this is what writer's block is really like.
Oh,
but
like sandwiches.
Exactly. Yes. But the thing is that this is a good thing because, you know, I had heard so much about the animosity from King going to Kubrick about how he interpreted that, but then I started to hear about other directors that had to work with. Or work on a King adaptation, particularly John Carpenter, who did Halloween, obviously.
Yeah.
And I started to think, you know, maybe this is, you know, King's being kind of an asshole to these directors because you have to, you know, acknowledge that there will be some margins of transposing in the favor of the filmmaker's vision, and King couldn't deal with that. So like the last 30 years he's just been like complaining about this film, which has made him a very sizable paycheck on top of everything else. And I don't know, that kind of irks me, and I think it's a great film. It's not one of these, to me it's not like Halloween the Rob Zombie where this is crap. You can, I mean, you should be able to enjoy this film in addition to the book, and I've read the book and I think that it's fantastic as well. But
what's your favorite Stephen King adaptation?
Favorite Stephen King adaptation?
Come on.
Not It.
No, not It.
No.
It's
yours though, right?
No.
You've seen the remake, right?
Yeah.
You hated the remake.
I hated the remake.
Salem's Lot is the best.
Salem's Lot is awesome.
Right.
Yes, Salem's Lot is awesome. But I am a huge fan of The Stand.
Well, that's not Halloween-ish either.
No, it's not. I'm just saying, we just jumped gears a second just because we're on the topic of, you know, Stephen King being a hard-to-work-with douchebag.
Right.
Okay, that's one thing. And
I love Stephen King. Do you or not?
I enjoy his adaptations more than his books.
Really?
I do. I find them derivative.
So you enjoyed Cujo more than reading Cujo?
Yeah.
Okay. That's actually
especially
not that
the steak tartare thing. Yeah. I know it's not. I don't know.
A lot of people
maybe just because I'm better with the visual media, but then again, I read a lot and I fucking love books. Just with him, it's almost like reading Hemingway. He's just dry, you know. And the adaptation for, you know, It, whether it's the Tim Curry one, which I love Tim Curry, and that was fucking great as a kid, seeing that shit on TV, or the new shitty one, you know, neither of them are going to have the giant space turtle or the preteen orgy gangbang. You know? I mean, the fact that he wrote that in the first place is, You know, but he lives up in Maine. What the fuck?
So wait, is Stephen King sort of like how we both know Bob about how he hates Tarantino and says he's so gross? And,
Bob's a jerk off.
Well, yeah, but I mean, is King sort of? Do you sort of think that King is that way, that he's pushing it a little too far? Is that what you're saying, or he's a little too messed up, in the mind, or a little too deranged?
No, I think he snorted too much coke while writing it.
Okay, that's fair.
That's my thing. Yeah, that's what I think. But off of Stephen King, yeah, those are the top 5, man. On an average, The Shining from 1980, not the television remake one, that was garbage. 73's Exorcist, which was just a fucking staple. I mean, the spider walk,
right?
Reagan doing everything like that. It was fucking great. Then number 3, 79's Alien, the original Halloween from 1978, and 1982's The Thing.
And the thing that, no pun intended, that I wanted to point out is that a lot of these films a lot of these lists are based on films that people are anointing as the scariest because their range is very limited. In other words, everyone seems to think that the Blair Witch Project is the greatest found footage film, but if they actually would watch Cannibal Holocaust, which probably none of our listeners are willing to do,
it was fucking weird, man.
Then they would probably find that to be the most disturbing film they've ever seen.
Yeah, like in one day I watched Cannibal Holocaust and fucking Flesh Eating Mothers. It was a weird fucking day, because it was fucking...
Did it scare you, or just disturb you, or what?
No, it was disturbing, because, when you're watching a film, what a film's supposed to do is put you in it. Give you an emotional connection to it. And, fuck, man. Jesus. No, anyway. Yeah. I'm weirded out.
Okay,
I'm not going to be able to eat meat for a couple of days now.
While we're on this topic, let's talk a little bit about Universal Monsters.
Why?
So you don't enjoy them at all?
Oh, I love the classics.
Do you love them more than Nosferatu or Coppola's Dracula?
Yeah.
Really?
Oh, yeah.
So Lugosi to you is the best?
Lugosi. Lugosi only appeared as Dracula in...
Like 2? Yeah.
Yeah, 2 films, yeah. Yeah, I mean, even Christopher Lee did that. I mean, like, not dissing the Hammer films at all, because those are fucking staples of, bad cinema. Well, not bad cinema, but, what can be considered B cinema. But that was what horror had available to it, because mainstream Hollywood was so fucking stuck up with sticks up in their ass. But, yeah, I mean, Lugosi, Chaney, come on, man. Fucking
that
awesome.
was one of my best memories of elementary school, is they had these orange Universal Monster books, kind of thin but decrepit at the time. And the guys would only want to take out these books, like Wolfman, and they just looked so strange and scary for their time and smelled different than regular books. And the librarians would write, okay, Chris really needs to start taking out other books besides the monster books. But... I just remember that, and I think it was like 4 years ago I actually screened them. Frankenstein is a tragedy. It's not scary at all. Oh. The original Frankenstein.
No, yeah.
I mean, that's just a sad film.
It's a very sad film. It is a tragedy.
Right. It's not a horror film at all.
No, it's a monster film, but it's not I wouldn't call it a horror film.
Right.
No. But then again, the standards for horror back then were, a lot different than they are now, because we're partially desensitized to it.
Do you think also it's really H.P. Lovecraft? He took horror out of, monsters and castles and made it a little bit more
surreal.
You're right.
Yeah. Right. Yeah, absolutely. I mean, Lovecraft did amazing things. Call of Cthulhu. Woo! Scary. So we talked about horror films. Here's a little something I want to bring up. A lot of people have phobias when it comes to animals and insects. What do you think would be on the list of the top 3 most terrifying animals or insects? They all can be found in America. I'll tell you that much.
In the United States or America?
Yes, the United States. They can all be found in the on the eastern coast. in the eastern states, yeah.
Are they ugly?
I don't know.
I
mean, again, that's subjective. I mean, you think you're a good-looking guy, and I think you're ugly as fuck, but, you know. I'm fucking kidding with you. Oh, my God. Stop looking at me like I just broke up with you or something.
Coyotes.
Coyotes, number 3 on the list.
Really? I was just throwing that out there.
Yeah, no, coyote, very good. A lot of people are afraid of coyotes. But they're dogs. You know,
they won't do anything to you.
Yeah,
really.
No, coyotes are big in Native American folklore, too.
Carolinas are loaded with coyotes.
Up here, too.
Right. Let's see here. On the East Coast, do you hunt for them?
Not necessarily, no.
Bears.
Okay. Strike 1! Nope. Still 2 answers. You pulled coyote out. That was awesome.
Right.
Don't fucking embarrass yourself now.
I mean, everything is out west that I'm scared of. I mean, I'm trying to think of why I'd be scared of anything on the East Coast.
Okay. You want a hint?
Yes.
Because you look like you're going down in flames here. Okay, here's a hint. Florida.
Oh, alligators.
Alligators, number 2 on the list. There you go.
I don't know. I'm just thinking like woods. You know, not...
Yeah, no, I hear you.
Yeah, I'm thinking like Halloween woods, autumn, you know, that sort of thing. So that's why I'm thinking more the forest than... Okay, so alligators, coyotes...
Yeah, alligators are actually tied in with trailer park moms and daughters and the scariest things in Florida. Alright, one more. The top one. What are so many people afraid of? It actually has its own phobia name. And
spiders.
Spiders! There you go! Alright!
Okay, yeah, you said insects, sorry.
Yeah, arachnids. Okay. Definitely, those are insects.
I don't know. I could see the first 2, I guess, but the coyote, I mean, I don't know. But
a lot of people are afraid of coyotes. They think that they're vicious and wild. I mean, more people should be afraid of fucking raccoons than coyotes.
Right.
Coyotes not going to really bother you. My friends up in Woodhull, they have coyotes running around the woods behind their house.
Are the dogs scared of them? The actual dogs?
No, the dogs, no. What are they going to do? Dogs are fixed. What are the coyotes going to do? You know what I mean?
Right.
Come near one of the dogs and, you know, that ain't good. The dogs will rip apart a coyote.
But not
especially those dogs. Huh?
They can't mess with a wolf, though.
I don't know. 2 or 3 of them will attack the wolf at once, maybe. I don't know, like a pack thing. You know, they're good dogs up there. They really take care of each other. It's good stuff. So, last thing on my list of the spooky Halloween stuff. Actually, I have 2 things.
Okay.
Okay. Let's do the last one first because it'll be shorter. You know, we're running low on time here. We've been going 2/3 of the way we usually go. Okay. Halloween costumes that you should not wear. A lot of people do these polls. A lot of people put this stuff out. But there are some Halloween costumes that you absolutely should not wear. Okay? You ready?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Terrorist. You should not go out for Halloween dressed as a terrorist.
See, that just brought up that mind about, you know, you can't really go out anymore even as the Joker or as a clown, you know? Maybe on Halloween, but you can't even...
Clown is on the list too.
Really? Okay.
Really.
Because of the whole thing, yeah.
Because of the whole mostly bullshit thing. Yeah. But, no, terrorist. When you say terrorist, when they say terrorist, what the fuck do you think they're picturing in their heads?
Right. I mean, the terrorists don't dress like they do when they're in Afghanistan or
wherever. Okay, what about the guy that shot at that country music concert last year?
Right.
Okay, that's a terrorist.
Right.
They don't call him a terrorist because he's fucking white, but he's a terrorist.
Right.
Mass murderer.
Right.
Now, he invoked a lot of terror.
Right. Even like, you know, the Middle Eastern terrorists, or if they were here, I think would have a little bit of stealth.
Yeah, right, exactly. But no, that's what I'm saying. It's such a fucking prejudicial thing. It's racist, man. It's bigotry. That they say, don't dress as a terrorist. And you know what they mean. You know exactly what they mean.
Right.
Okay, they're discounting an entire group of people.
Right.
You know, upstanding people of faith. You know, when they say terrorist, oh, we mean this guy, or this lady, or whatever, you know, some jihadist. It's fucking racist, man. Ugh. But yeah, clown is on here also. Don't go out dressed as a clown. Mm-hmm. Okay? You might get killed. You know what I mean? It's entirely possible. Also on the list, don't go out as wearing a costume for you to be transgendered. That's offensive.
Really? So
yeah.
It used to be like... Oh, wait, so that's a great question. So you're saying like how Giuliani and Dennis Rodman in the 90s would dress in drag. Now that it's more acceptable to do the transgendered thing, is it actually disrespectful to be in drag if you're just joking around like Giuliani? I mean, Giuliani literally...
Right. It's like Halloween. Right. You know, I think if you're a heterosexual man and you dress in drag, I think that's offensive. But if you're a gay guy and you're dressing in drag, it's accepted. Wow. It's not considered offensive. You know, it's not considered insulting. Wow. You know, which is fucking weird the way people look at these things. You know, fucking college kids. And it's sad because, you know, it kind of disparages an entire culture of comedy in Britain. Right. You know what I mean? I mean, Monty Python, they were in drag at some point during every fucking episode. You know what I mean? So don't go out like that. I was actually as like a tranny.
Our elementary school used to have a drag. I mean, literally in 4th and 5th grade, where a select group of kids, and being the thespian actor, I was one of them. And you would do May Day as a parody. We would dress up in dresses and wigs and run around, and then the girls would come in later. And okay, this is really how you do it. But I mean, I don't know. Everyone laughed. They had a good time. Thought it was funny. The parents, the grandparents. It wasn't this big of a deal. It wasn't meaning.
Yeah, it wasn't a thing. Right. You weren't offending a group of people.
Right.
Yeah, exactly. And you know, too uptight people are. When did the pussification of America happen? That's what I want to know. That's the fucking horrific part of Halloween.
Right.
Fucking pussies. Like I said. Yeah. So it's like, you know. You can't go out dressed as, you know, a grandma, like training granny or anything like that. It's offensive. But understandable. You know what I mean? Fine. Another one on the list is don't go out dressed as Anne Frank.
She never went out, though.
Yeah, that's the thing. It makes no sense. Yeah, so those are 4 of the costumes you absolutely should not.
Are you making a joke?
No.
You literally found it on the internet?
Yes. It's fucking stupid. You know?
Well, you know, before we, you know, part today, there's 2 things I want to do.
I got one more thing I want to touch on.
Sure.
Yeah, I said I'll do the second one first because it was fast, and you saw that. Debate time. Which do you think... Because it's almost Halloween. We're doing a Halloween thing here. Mm-hmm. So it's Halloween-centric, okay? Halloween versus Christmas. And even versus Thanksgiving and Easter. Any one of the holidays. Is Halloween the most evil?
No, I mean, that's a great... I was actually going to bring this up. I swear to God, and this wasn't pre-scripted. I was actually going to make a point about that I just wanted to do this little parting shot thing. But, you know, and I think I've talked about this with you before, but Christmas is loaded with people eating too much crap. They're really extending their credit beyond ways that they should. You know, opening new credit accounts at, you know, Macy's or Bon-Ton. Just working extra jobs to buy stuff that they don't need. The kind of just in the trench warfare that happens on Black Friday, all the way to like the 15th of January, the stress they put on the retail workers, and I used to work, you know, in retail when you get up.
As did I. They do not have a sense of humor.
Right, and now they're doing later, you know, at Macy's now you're working till, you know, midnight, and sometimes, you know, the floor will be, you know, obsolete by like 9:30, and we're still like waiting around doing this, fighting the weather to get out shopping. The suicide rates are higher.
That's actually a misnomer.
Really?
Suicide rates actually decrease during the holidays.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
But I think
there's data to back it up.
It's still higher than it is at Halloween, though.
Well, yeah. Who's going to kill himself? The homicide rate might be higher during Halloween, but yeah.
Okay.
But no, stores open earlier. It used to be midnight, then it was 9 p.m. on Black Friday, Thanksgiving rather. Then now it's 6 p.m. on Thanksgiving. Right. It's fucking ridiculous.
But and a lot of people use Christmas magic, so to speak, and my friend told me about this, and it's not just for miracles.
No.
For things that they want.
Yeah.
But then you get to Halloween, and some of my best memories growing up is my mother and I, like a kitchen table, making masks, just having creativity, low pressure. You don't need to get me a bunch of stuff. We're just having fun. We're making sugar cookies. Yeah. We're getting out at night. The kids are learning to earn something. They go up and down the streets and get...
Or panhandle.
Well, they still have to go out. It's not just like Christmas.
It's like, hey, look, I'm dressing up. Give me something good.
Right. It's like Jerry Seinfeld
we're training children to be strippers.
Like Jerry Seinfeld said. He said in this stand-up, he said, so I can get a free amount of candy if I wear something? I can do that. You know, it's that sort of essence of making something happen.
Yeah.
So
I saw that in an episode of Springer, too. Jerry Springer, not just Jerry Seinfeld.
They never had a Halloween episode, though.
No, probably. I don't know. I don't watch that shit. But, yeah, no, exactly. That's the thing. Halloween is not the most evil holiday. I mean, a lot of people in the Christian right would say it is, but no, it's not.
Right.
Okay? I mean, sure, there's an excess of candy. Okay? So, yeah, it has gluttony. You know, nobody's worshiping anything because if you look at it, I mean, Christianity, especially Catholicism, I mean, they've stolen so many pagan fucking rituals and rites to make it their own, to basically, it's like prima nocta kind of thing, breeding out the pagans by taking over the holidays and making it about their religion, you know? And it's not. It's, you know, it's pushing away the evil spirits.
Right.
You know? It's a good thing. All Hallows Eve, you know? But yeah, all it's got is like gluttony. You know what I mean? Fucking Christmas has gluttony, it has envy, it has greed, it has sloth.
It really has envy. Especially if you put families together where they have to get back in touch with each other. And they don't want to see each other.
Annoying.
And they have these bickering fights and whatnot.
Oh, fuck yeah. It's fucking annoying.
Right.
I mean, you know, many Christmas I've spent alone, eating Chinese food, watching fucking television. And it was better than dealing with my crazy fucking extended family. You know, they're fucking nuts.
The holiday I really do not like, and I have nothing. I'm very much a patriot, but I really can't stand July 4th. I just absolutely can't.
Fucking communist.
I can't stand the bombs bursting in the air. Literally, it really startles me, and I just don't. You talk about being scared. I don't like hearing explosions happen, and there's like constantly kids, and you read about it all. You know, the week after that, all through America, they have their fingers blown off, their face smeared, and all this. Yeah, that's kind of sad to see. And they just don't know what they're doing. There's a lot of boating accidents out on these lakes.
And poison candy in Halloween.
Poison candy?
Poison candy, razor blades, and apples.
That's a myth.
I know. It's funny, though.
That is something the religious right pushes.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Because, look, man, if I'm going to fucking buy candy, I'm not going to poison kids with it. You know how much that fucking shit costs?
Right.
Nobody in their right mind is going to poison shit to give it to kids. It's fucking expensive.
Right.
You know, and not even if you use the fucking off-brand candy that you get at, like, the fucking dollar store. You know, like the Snackers instead of Snickers bars, you know?
Right.
Like the Milky Ways.
Milky Ways.
Yeah, instead of Milky Ways or Multi Ways or whatever. Yeah, that's just fucking expensive, man. You know, who the fuck's gonna do that?
Well, I think that'll be today's segment. Reason to hate me is that I hate July 4th, but it's also really close to our birthdays. It's actually in between our birthdays.
Yeah, it is. It's not directly in between. Like the 5th would be directly in between, but yeah, no, the 4th is right there.
Do you like July 4th?
It's fine. I have no problems with it.
Thanksgiving of those traditional ones, that's probably my favorite. But
Halloween.
No, I'm other than Halloween, I would say Thanksgiving. You know, I think was probably the better one out of Christmas, Easter, or Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
Do you agree or no?
Sure. Yeah. No, that's cool. I dig it. I can dig it.
Sure. Yeah. Okay.
I'm just thinking about honestly, I wasn't even listening to you, man. I was just thinking of Halloween stuff and what I'm going to do this year.
Really? What do you have planned?
I am going to put up a big black sheet on my porch because there's a porch gate that the kids will come up to. And years before, I've sat at that gate with a little table with a couple of big bowls of candy, and I'll tell them to take candy and all this stuff. But this time, and I have the spooky music playing in the background, endless loop on the CD player. MP4 player now. But anyway, so this year I'm going to put up a big black sheet behind me. Mm-hmm. All right, and I'm going to get like the same color as the black sheet, shirt and gloves, and I'm going to put on a bald wig, you know, like a bald cap. I'm going to paint my face orange and do like a pumpkin thing, you know, and just like put up a black screen and just like hide behind it, so when the kids come up, I'll just like poke my head up and look like I'm floating Pumpkinhead.
Floating Pumpkinhead.
Floating Pumpkinhead.
From the Pumpkinhead movie?
No, just a floating Pumpkinhead.
Okay, I didn't know if you were...
Dude, I don't have that kind of artistic makeup talent.
Okay.
Or Ed. Yeah, Ed does. Yeah. Ed, part of the W86 production subsidiary, Gutless Wonder Films. They did our first short film, Wood Hell. Yeah, he's the makeup artist is fucking phenomenal. No training, he just trained himself for years, and it's great. Lots of good prosthetics. So I don't know. I'll see if he can make me some latex prosthetics and, you know, really fucking scare. I don't want to scare little kids, so the pumpkin thing is funny, you know. Or I might dress up as like a, you know, some sort of zombie horror surgeon or something.
Really?
Yeah. One of those two things.
Did you? You didn't enjoy that anthology though we watched last year, right? The Trick or Treat?
Yeah, the one...
Was that Trick or Treat? It was Trick or Treat. It was the Trick or Treat.
No, it was Trick or Treat or something like that.
No, but there's the one that's really popular.
Yeah, no, I know that.
It's not that one.
No, it's not that one.
Okay.
No, this was different. This was short anthology. It was an anthology of short horror films. Well, short independent horror films from people I've never heard of. But there was only one that I really enjoyed, and that was the one where the Jason Voorhees-esque killer encountered an alien. You know, and the alien was just like, trick or treat, tiny little thing, and he's like, woo! Like he's got nothing. Trick or treat, woo! And finally the slasher gets fed up and stomps on the alien, but the alien's essence goes into the lady, the college age girl he just killed, and she comes back to life, and she's chasing after him, and now the slasher is running for his life. You know, it was a nice little twist, and I dug it. It was funny as hell. Yeah, it was almost as funny as Misery by Stephen King.
Really?
Yeah, because I laughed my ass off in that.
While you were talking about that, something came to mind. This might be a little bit of a spoiler alert, but I'm not going to go into it. But as we were talking about, recent horror films, because everyone's on the bandwagon overtaking, Poll, I think that movie Hereditary will creep up on lists, even though I don't personally find it to be one of the greatest horror films of all time. But that bandwagon of people, particularly the non-traditional horror film, or horror fan, I should say, that just gets scared by any little thing goes on,
Right, well, I haven't seen it.
Right.
Yet. I plan on soon enough, but
there's part of that, as you said, about that slasher short kind of reminded me of that. But any other plans for Halloween?
Just handing out candy here at home, and while my lady takes the kids and goes trick-or-treating in the neighborhood.
And you mentioned music. Where do you stand between Thriller and Monster Mash?
Oh, tough call, buddy. Tough call. I'll just play all of the Misfits' Famous Monsters album instead. It's close enough.
What about the Halloween score or Unsolved Mysteries
score? Halloween score.
Really? You think it's creepier?
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, Robert Stack is pretty creepy on his own, but, the music, no. No, not at all. But we're going to get out of here now because there's stuff to do. It's late because it's almost 1 o'clock in the morning now, and
just wanted to again remind everyone, in case they missed it, the segment Reason I Hate Me, I Hate July 4th.
Yeah, it's somebody's gonna wind up throwing fireworks at you.
Okay, thank you. Better than apple cider.
Yeah. Well,
you don't want to waste apple cider.
Yeah, come here.
Yeah,
come here.
Ouch.
I ordered that one. Alright, so have a happy Halloween.
Happy Halloween.
Eat candy. Stab a drifter. Wear his face like a mask. Go to his house. And, well, if he's a drifter, he doesn't have a house. But, yeah, just have some fun dancing around in his skin. Until next time, I'm a daddy.
I'm a mom.